A healthy life is mostly dependent on getting enough sleep in addition to maintaining a balanced diet and engaging in regular physical activity. But did you realize that there are risks associated with sleeping? Closing your eyes and falling into sleep can actually lead to a number of problems. In fact, for some, the risk is so great that they may never wake up. As an old Greek saying puts it, death and sleep are brothers, with death being the idealized form of slumber and sleep being the flawed embodiment of death. Most people have always assumed that sleep is a passive function that our bodies carry out on their own. However, the truth is that even when we sleep, our brains are still very busy. It's also true that there are a lot of unsolved riddles about sleep that contemporary scientists are still trying to solve. It turns out that even after our conscious minds shut down and our bodies enter the sleep state, there are still a few unexpected, and sometimes frightening, things happening. And occasionally, the outcomes can be downright horrifying. Sudden cardiac arrest. The nerve in the heart that functions as your body's natural pacemaker, the sinoatrial node, can malfunction and cause sudden cardiac arrest, or SCA. Put another way, this illness results from problems with the heart's electrical systems, and within the first few minutes it can be fatal in certain circumstances. How does it cause death? In other words, it reduces blood supply to the brain. The scariest aspect too. Not only can it occur while you're sleeping, but in half of cases there are no signs prior to cardiac arrest. Carbon monoxide poisoning. Colorless and odorless carbon monoxide, or CO, is a gas that can be fatal if inhaled in excess. The fumes released by operating vehicles, stoves, grills, fireplaces, gas ranges, furnaces, and other appliances can include carbon monoxide CO, which can be nearly hard to spot without a carbon monoxide detector. How does it cause death? Basically, breathing it in can become harmful if enough of it accumulates in a small enough area. Furthermore, if you breathe it in deeply enough, the mere presence of it in your lungs may seal the deal in a very literal sense. If the victim is conscious, they could feel weak, lightheaded, sick to their stomach, or dizzy. What happens, though, if it finds you while you're asleep? That being said, it is possible for someone to pass away while they are asleep. Myocardial infarction. A myocardial infarction, or heart attack, can occur while you're asleep, but fortunately, the chances are that the sufferer of this particular kind of cardiac catastrophe will wake up before it kills them. When a portion of the heart's blood supply is cut off, heart attacks can occur. Part of the heart muscle may be destroyed by this obstruction. How does it cause death? The heart might not be able to pump blood to the rest of the body if enough cardiac tissue is injured. If medical attention is not received very once, this may lead to cardiac failure, which has the potential to be fatal. The horrifying part is that, regrettably, a person suffering from a heart attack cannot usually seek medical assistance while they are unconscious. Central sleep apnea. In essence, central sleep apnea is a condition that causes a person's breathing to continually stop and start while they are unconscious. It is thought to be the result of a brainstem issue and occurs when the brain fails to send the correct electrical signals to the muscles that regulate breathing during sleep. How does it cause death? Basically, hypoxemia, which occurs when oxygen levels in the body fall below those necessary for proper life function, may develop if the apnea is severe enough. In essence, this results in oxygen deprivation. The prognosis may be fatal if the brain is unable to awaken the body in time for breathing. Cerebral aneurysm. A cerebral aneurysm, sometimes referred to as a brain aneurysm, is essentially a weak point in a brain blood vessel's wall. It resembles a thin balloon that swells up with blood. The artery weakens and swells with time as the blood pumps through it. If the pressure builds up too high, a rupture may happen. How does it cause death? Typically, bleeding after an aneurysm ruptures ends after a few seconds. However, the blood can raise the pressure inside the skull and harm the brain cells nearby. Too much pressure can easily become lethal in this circumstance.